are 75 different clubs and organizations on campus as well, and 18 Division III athletic sports. So right here you see the breakdown of the 4 schools that I just mentioned. So we'll go talk about each of them a little bit, all right? So the Ansel School of Business is accredited by the Association to Advanced Collegiate Schools of Business. Only about 20% of schools in the country have that accreditation for a business program. So if you're looking to pursue business in a way, it is a very strong program. It's been evaluated multiple times, and we keep up with that accreditation so that we have that really good program that you guys are getting the best out of your education for going into the business world. In that school, accounting and justice and law administration, like our criminal justice, is very, very popular choices for our students. The Macrocosm School of Arts and Sciences is the largest school at WCSU. Communication, biology, computer science are among the popular choices of major in there, and then psychology. Psychology is also very popular. Our psychology program is more research-based and broad spectrum, so you don't focus in on anything in particular. So it wouldn't be like child psychology, it's just broad psychology. Anyone looking to do psychology will eventually have to go on for a graduate degree in order to really practice in the field. So that is one thing to know if that is the major that you are thinking about. Okay. Within our professional studies school, it is our most popular major by far, which is nursing and education. So the university as a whole is known for nursing and education. So this is where those programs come into play. The nursing program is extremely competitive. We have a 92.5% pass rate on the NCLEX, which is the final exam that you have to take by the state so that you can earn your RN licensure. So we have a 92% pass rate for that. And then our education program, again, we started as education, so that's just what we're good at, and we keep it going for them. Also, our health promotion studies is a very popular major, and it's been really up and coming. So 80% of our HBX students either are accepted into graduate school or employed within 1 year of graduating WCSU. So among those positions with HPX is usually occupational therapy, physical therapy, community health is typically what they're going to go into graduating with that degree. Our Visual Performing Arts School is located on our west side location along with the Ansel School of Business. This is where all of our theater arts, art program, graphic design, music production, everything is located within that building. It's a beautiful building. It was completed in 2014. It has a really, really cool look to the outside of it. It's fully equipped with an art gallery, recording studio, a black box theater, then main stage, and a concert hall. So it is a really, really beautiful building. If you come for a tour on a Saturday or something like that, you'll be able to see the concert hall and black box theater, which is where most of our performances are put on. So it is a really cool opportunity to come look at things. The art gallery is upstairs in that building, and we typically will show it if there is something being displayed in there. So it's just this big white room, and when it's empty, it honestly kind of hurts your eyes because it's just nice and clean and white, and it'll emphasize any art that we put on the wall. So it changes from some community will rent out the room for different programs that they have, and then our seniors will display their final art pieces to be judged and evaluated when they graduate as well. So that is really fun to look at when that room is full. We also have a Kupari Honors Program. So the Honors Program has a little over 400 students in it currently, and that's about 10% of our population in total. The students who take honors courses vary in major. They're kind of all over the spectrum there. But you do get different opportunities when you're in the honors program. So you get priority registration. So as a freshman, you would register when our seniors and athletics teams are registering. So you get that nice choice to see when the classes are available. So you might not have to take that 8 a.m. class if you don't want to wake up at 8 a.m. You'll still have the opportunity to select into like a 10:30 or an 11 a.m. class. You also get the benefit of being able to take more than the typical 15 credits per semester without it affecting your financial aid. So anybody within the honors program is able to take up to 21 credits per semester. Like I said, the typical student will take 5 classes, which is 15 credits, so 3 credits per class. With this, you get to take the 21 credits. It is a lot, but a lot of our honors students are very overachieving and want to finish their degree as soon as possible, so they will take other classes. You also get to take classes that are only available to honor students. So there are certain classes that are being taught that the general population cannot take. It is specifically set aside for honors students, and some of them are actually really fun. If you guys heard of Black Mirror on Netflix, one class that we had for the honors program would have you watch an episode of Black Mirror and then come into class ready to discuss how it relates to our society today, what we think about the different aspects of the show and how it relates to everybody in the general population. So it's pretty cool to hear about and get access to the Honors House. This is not a housing, like resident hall, but you have 24/7 access to the Honors House. It's a nice place to study, to get away from your distractions in your room and things of that nature. Some classes will be taught in that building as well. Do you guys have any questions on the different schools broken down? No? Okay. So we have our student life. So like I had mentioned earlier, WCSU is home to 75 different clubs and organizations that represent a variety of different interests that our students may have. Among our most popular are Greek Life, so we have 4 sororities and 3 fraternities, Student Government Association, and Program Activities Council. We also have a radio station and outdoor adventure club that a lot of our students like to participate in. The outdoor adventure club on different things. I believe they do also go on a ski trip, so there's a lot of fun things to participate in there. Our larger campus traditions you'll see listed on this slide for you, and they're Clubs Carnival, Homecoming, West Fest, Run or Die, and Grit and Wit. Homecoming is this whole week of October, and we'll typically follow that schedule throughout the years to come. West Fest is our like concert and activity day that we have at the end of the spring semester before summer starts. It's like a little farewell but fun day for everybody. And then we have Run or Die. So you see that nice gentleman there covered in the dye powder. We participate in that, and the kids have had a lot of fun doing that kind of run, walk, whatever you prefer, run or walk, you can do. We have 18 different Division III athletic teams, including our newly added men's golf, men's swimming and diving, and women and men's cross country. The more popular that sports that we offer are going to be men and women's soccer, men and women's basketball, men's football, and softball for women. We have men's baseball as well. But those are the higher recruiting sports that we offer. Any of you interested in playing any athletics in college? I think someone, okay. I was like, I think someone's shaking their head. So if that is the case, you want to make sure that you get in contact with our coaches. And if you want, at the end, I can tell you where to go to find the coaches' information if you haven't been in contact with them already. Okay. All right, so I had mentioned that we are a split campus. We have the shuttle that will go back and forth between our locations. Freshmen are allowed to bring cars to campus. So if you have a vehicle and you would like to bring it, you can do so as a freshman. There is parking available for you. There's no extra charge for it. It's included in your tuition and fees for the year. So you can go ahead and bring your car down and get a little sticker for parking and park in the garage. So if you want to drive yourself back and forth between the 2 locations, you can do so without taking the shuttle. The different clubs and organizations that we have, the 75 different clubs and organizations, will host a Clubs Carnival at the beginning of the fall semester, and this is where all the clubs come out and set up a table for you to come talk to them and discuss what they're actually involved in, when they meet, what they do, and if you're interested, you can join the club. So that is a really good way to kind of tie yourself to the university if you're not thinking about playing any sports or working on campus. Being part of a club organization is a really good way to kind of make new connections while you're on campus, along with obviously living in the resident hall, which we're going to talk about. So the resident halls, there are 3 resident halls for underclassmen, which are freshmen, and the freshman resident halls are located on our Midtown location. The upperclassmen resident halls are located on the West Side location. So as a freshman, you will have dual occupancy in your resident hall. So you and one other roommate will share a room together. You share a bathroom with your floor, and then you have an RA, resident assistant, on your floor, and an RD, resident director, in your building. So the RD is in charge of all the RAs and students to make sure that you guys are staying safe and following the rules. The RA is directly in charge of your floor or their floor, making sure you guys are safe, following rules. If you have any issues, you go to them to talk to them first, and then they help to resolve that. There is also an ARM, an academic resource mentor, within every resident hall as well. They're there to make sure that you are maintaining the minimum 2.0 required GPA to stay on campus living in the resident hall. They're usually an upperclassman with a very high GPA that is also available for tutoring. They will have their schedule posted outside their room, so you can go look and check and see, email them if you want to set up an appointment to talk with them. It's kind of cool that they are there for you because they can explain things to you in a way that will resonate with you more so than a professor that just keeps going on and has done this for years, so everything makes sense to them the way they've done it. The upperclassmen might be able to describe it to you in a way that you'll understand better. We also have 3 different offices on campus that are going to be very beneficial to you guys. We have the Tutoring Resource Center, the Writing Lab, and the Math Emporium. With any major that you're going to select, you need to take writing courses and math courses, and you need to reach a certain level before you don't have to take them any longer. Learning how to write in different writing styles, like APA format, Chicago format. I know high school you utilize MLA, but in college, depending on your major, you might need to learn a different style. And then time management is going to come into play here. When you write your rough draft and time it properly, you can submit it to the writing lab so that they can edit it for you, send it back, and have you get the least amount of little kind of ticks on your setup with citations, with the format of your paper, spelling errors, grammar errors, anything of that nature. They're there to help learn how to correct that. The Math Emporium will be for any math class that you need to be in. They're going to help tutor you get through that. I'm terrible at math, so I was in the office quite a bit when I was in school. So they are very helpful, very patient, and more than willing to make sure that you get through this class with their help. So definitely take advantage of them. Tutoring Resource Center is for any class that you might need help in, so you might be taking an elective. That's not typically something you would do. They're going to be there to find you an upperclassman with a high GPA in that specified area that can tutor you and help get you through that elective course. Okay? Ooh, too far. Our admissions requirements we're going to talk about next. So our past incoming class had an average of an 85 overall GPA. The average was an 1100 on the SATs. So that is where we want you guys to kind of aim for when applying to the university. We are a common application school, so you would submit everything through Common App. Within your application, you should have your $50 application fee, your official high school transcript, official SAT or ACT scores, and your college essay. Please make sure that you are editing your college essay before you are typing it into Common App. Common App does not act like Microsoft Word, so it will not edit things for you or tell you when you've misspelled anything or miscapitalization. We do have to read and grade all essays, so I do read them to see that you are making sure you took the time to capitalize letters, your punctuation and grammar. Have a English teacher or counselor, someone reread your essay before you submit it. It is open topic for us, so you can write about anything you would like, but do take your time and make sure that that is done properly. We are an SAT optional school as well. The only major you cannot choose to be SAT optional for is nursing. Nursing will require you to submit your SAT scores. There are no exceptions for that. If you are thinking about submitting applications as an SAT optional student, we ask that you have that 3.0 overall GPA, which is that 85. You're in the top 35% of your class. If your school does not rank, that is okay. We will not hold it against you. It won't negatively impact your application at all. And then we ask that you submit a resume of activities and 2 letters of recommendation as well. These letters of recommendation should be professional, so they should come from an employer, a counselor, a teacher, or a coach, not anyone personal, so no family members. The additional essay that you have to submit for SAT optional students is shorter. We just want to know why you're deciding to submit everything without SAT scores, 3 goals that you have for yourself, and where you see yourself after you graduate college. So what profession you see yourself in. We are a rolling admission university, so we do not have a hard deadline for applications, but the preferred deadline is going to be March 1st. If any of you are thinking about being a nursing student or a visual performing arts student, I do strongly recommend submitting your application in November or December, as there are auditions that need to happen, portfolio reviews that need to happen, and for our nursing program, there are only about 70 seats available for our direct admit pre-nursing students. Okay? Do you guys have any questions on the application process? All right. We also have 3 scholarships that are available for our incoming freshmen. This is not something that you have to apply to separately. We will look to see that every student we're reviewing, if they meet these qualifications, they will be flagged for them and then reviewed again for these scholarships. All right. We have the presidential scholarship, that's $10,000 annual award. The trustee, that is $4,000 annual award, and the honors is $2,000. For the presidential, you need to have a 1340 on the SATs with a 92 overall GPA. The trustee, you need to have a 90 overall GPA with a 1290 on the SATs. And honor scholarship is going to be an 88 overall GPA with a 1200 on the SATs. Test optional students will also be considered for merit-based scholarships. In lieu of the SAT scores, we will look to see that you have at least, I believe it's 10 honors courses that you've taken throughout your high school career and 4 AP classes. During COVID, when COVID was really at its peak, we had reviewed past scholarship award students, and they had that many honors and AP classes. That is how we came up with those requirements. This does have a hard deadline of February 1st, 2022. So if you're a senior applying, you need to have everything in with a decision on your application before February 1st. Otherwise, you will not be considered for any scholarship that we have of these 3. Okay? Questions on that? So financial aid opened up October 1st this year, and it will again next year, same thing, October 1st. You will have your own personal financial aid advisor, and they can be found on our main website. If you type in the search bar, contact financial aid, it'll bring up the list of everyone who works in financial aid and the breakdown of the alphabet that they work with. So it goes by the first letter of your last name, if you're looking on that website, who they work with. Okay. New York, New Jersey residents qualify for in-state tuition. We do have the New England Regional Program, which I believe Massachusetts is part of. So you guys will see right there what your tuition cost would be. It's this, I don't know if you can see my mouse or not, but it's this middle section here. Okay. And then your merit scholarships or any outside scholarships that you have that you've been awarded can be added to your financial aid. So you just work with your financial aid advisor about that, getting them together. Okay? So that is a little bit about WCSU. Do you guys have any questions at all about anything? You're good? I got everything? Yeah.
Okay. I know the baptism of this, so I don't know much, but these sororities,
Okay,
are they popular or like no?
I can't hear you.
You could come over here and talk to me. It's sororities. What is it?
Sororities. The sororities, like how popular are they?
The sororities?
Yeah.
So there's 4 of them. They do philanthropy work, so they'll give back to the community, do different fundraisers and things around the Danbury area. They also have chapter, I believe it's once a week where they meet. There's no specified housing for any of the sororities. But typically when you move over to West Side and you're upperclassmen, most of the time the girls will choose to live together if they're in a sorority together. So your room of now 5 people in your suite isn't often someone that you are in a sorority with. Does that answer? I really couldn't put questions, so I just kind of...
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
Thank you.
Mm-hmm. Does anybody else have anything?
Any more questions?
Do they have an abroad program?
Do you have an abroad program?
We do have study abroad, yep. We've been to over 200 different countries, so in order to participate in study abroad, you need to complete 1 full year at the university. So your sophomore year, as long as you have a 2.75 at minimum, you'll be able to participate in study abroad. It depends on the semester where we're going, but you would reach out to Donna Warner, and she would be able to kind of fill out your application with you, let you know where we're going, what we're doing. I do believe that your financial aid can be utilized towards study abroad, and then the different programs that we're offering for the semester could fill some credit that you need for different classes. So a lot of times they will pick and choose what credit they're going to be for. So as a sophomore, you have a lot of open credit, so you can most likely fill it in most spaces. So we did some writing in professional journalism was for Ireland for a whole semester. So there's also different time frames. So you can do 2 weeks, 4 weeks, 6 weeks in this full semester. So it just depends on what you're looking to do, if you want to do a short trip or a long trip. There are different programs available for any of those. So you just have to kind of look on the website and then pick which one you're more interested in, and then speak with Donna, who is the coordinator, and she'll be able to tell you what you need to fill out and kind of where it would fit into your degree program. Anything else?
Anything else? Diversity?
We have a 38% diversity population, so that is our percentage. I have always felt that our campus is very, very diverse. We have a diversity office. We're also, LGBTQ plus. I want to say friendly. We have an office on the West Side location for everybody. The different organizations and groups also are related to different ethnic backgrounds. So different groups of people have put together different organizations that they participate in to kind of make everyone feel more at home, more welcome. But I do feel that the campus is pretty diverse. We have international students that come here as well. So people from all over are on here, on the campus at any given time.
What types of courses do they have for racial studies and ethnic studies type things?
Did you hear that?
Not at all.
What kind of what?
What type of courses do they offer for race studies or ethnic studies courses?
What kind of courses?
I still can't.
What kind of courses do you offer for
race and ethnic studies?
For race and ethnic studies?
for race and ethnic studies. So I don't know the breakdown of every single course. If you give me a second. That is more so an academic advisement. But let me see if I could. You said race and
Ethnic. Ethnic.
Okay, sorry. So we have, there was a minor in multicultural studies, and on here, it was sociology classes with concepts of race and racism, anthropology courses that relate, and we have anthropology, and then there's African American studies classes, minority and religion classes, cultural change and planning are all related. There's a communications class that is intercultural communication as well. So those all will relate to ethnic backgrounds and how to kind of work together. But that was a minor that we had in some classes that were related to that minor, if that helps.
Did that answer your question? Did that answer your question?
Yeah.
You'll have an academic advisor as well, so that academic advisor will be able to kind of help you with specified course-related questions. So I don't typically assigning courses to students, so for specific classes, other than your base Writing 100, Bio 100, things of that nature that I know everyone needs to take before they graduate. Depending on what you're looking to focus in on, you can reach out to the Academic Advisement Center ahead of time and inquire about classes like that, see what we would have if it would meet what you're looking for your studies, to go a little bit more in depth there. But they would more so be the office that you would want to contact for that. Unfortunately, I don't know much specified course-related work.
Any more questions?
All right.
Okay.
Well, thank you guys. You guys have been great. If you have any other questions, your counsel of my email address, so you feel free to send over everything. I'm going to try and put together a little information for her as well, so that if you want to look at something, you can. And then, like I said, if you have any questions, feel free. We do have tours happening on campus during the week, 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. And then on the weekends, they start at 9, and they're on our West Side location as well. So you'll be able to see the full campus on the weekend. So if you guys want to, please feel free to look on the website for the tours, sign up for them. But wish you the best of luck if you're seniors. If you're juniors, good time to start really looking. But good luck. Thank you for joining me. If you have questions, like I said, feel free to send an email.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you. Bye.